Okay, everybody. So welcome back. This is Ian from Mindful Marketplace. And in this audio, I'm going to actually record some answers to the questions that those of you in our community have been asking about our new publishing platform. This is a service that we're offering those of you who want to actually publish your own products, programs, content, courses, ebooks, books, really coaching, communities, anything that you can imagine creating that will change the world and change your life as an author, maker, marketer, artist, and creative entrepreneur. So we're just about launching this now in the latter part of February. Actually, the first client calls are set up for the 25th, I believe, of February, which is a couple days away. We've gotten a lot of questions about what it is that we're actually offering. So I'm actually recording a series of answers to the most common questions that we're getting. So number one is, what would be the goal for you as a client? And the answer is you will create, this is a 10-week program, you will create with my help one new product every week for 10 weeks. This could be exclusive audio content, private podcast, SMS courses, micro courses or mini courses, interviews, membership sites, checklists, workshops, workbooks, ebooks, case studies, Q&A courses, educational content. These could be cohort-based courses within a community, etc. This is really the quintessential strategy, in my view, for helping entrepreneurs, authors, artists, people who have great ideas but have struggled to execute, really a step-by-step accountability system working together to actually publish your content and change your life as a online entrepreneur. All right, so will I be able to sell the products? And this is something that people are asking. And of course, absolutely. The goal is that you'll be able to create products that you can sell right away. Week by week, after week one, you will have a product to sell. But it's also a great way of creating content and credibility for a new community. Let's say you're building a niche community or a cohort-based course community, or a passion project around an idea that you love, or a local community. It doesn't really matter. Whatever it is, whatever vertical, industry, market, niche, wherever you're competing, this is an ideal way of creating content that can actually facilitate your brand growth, right? Through giveaways or lead magnets, or using gated or restricting content. For an example, using something like Circle for the community building software, and then using all of your products and courses and content and locking that in a private cohort or space. All of that's a really great way of building a community, building interest in your community from day one. You'll have a library of products, programs, and of course, a valuable member resource section that you can use to attract your ideal audience from the very beginning. And that's actually what we're doing. And I'll cover that a little bit later, because part of this whole process is running in tandem with building our own tiny book brand in 2022, which we're doing in a somewhat build in public sort of way. It's going to be actually restricted to our community of subscribers, which is a few thousand people large. But we're not going to do this completely like on Twitter or something like that. I just decided that that's just kind of like an ugly space and not really that appealing to me. But we are going to be doing this in a real niche, in a real market, in a highly competitive industry, and you're going to see a real business being built through content the very same way that we're advising you, or at least I'd be advising you on the phone week by week, moment by moment, with real accountability. So what do you mean by accountability? A lot of people have asked about the accountability piece to this, and really it's quite simple. Like, I believe in a very pro-social, form of accountability, which is gentle yet very persuasive. So if we're meeting on the phone week by week, and each week we're outlining a product that you'll be creating that week, that product will be predicated on your own preferences, what you want to actually publish to build your own brand and business. Of course, I'll give you all of my honest feedback about that and tell you what I think you should be publishing, but that's really up to you. And you're going to have everything you need to create that product by the end of the call. So working together, we'll be outlining this. We'll be using a very sequential step-by-step strategy for what I call a content cornerstone, which is really like an expanded, it's very different than an outline, but it's a great way of really getting products published quickly. And essentially, you're going to have everything you need to succeed with that particular product on a week-by-week basis, whether you need software or checklists or templates or guides. You're going to have access to all of that as part of this program. And then the following week, we're going to be reviewing your work, right? So it's a homework / assignment sort of flavor to this that you're committing when you sign up for this to completing the product on a week-by-week basis. And if you don't, the accountability piece is simply that we show up on the phone the next week. If it's not done, it's going to be uncomfortable, right? I mean, I've been on many calls where you are working with somebody who's committing to doing something in the world, and if they don't do it, you have an hour that you have to either discuss that or discuss the reasons why it's not done, or you're just sort of like, an awkward silence. So no one wants that. Therefore, accountability is built into this by dint of the fact that we show up and we commit to showing up week by week for 10 weeks to publish 10 products. And it's really, really easy. Once you get the momentum behind you, this gets really, really fun, exciting, and momentum and wind at your back is really quite transformative. All right, so question number 4, what if I don't want to build a community? What if I just want to keep publishing new products? And that's really all I, want to do. And again, this is what folks have asked me. So I'm asking this from the voice of somebody who's emailed me. All right, so absolutely, you don't have to build a community. This doesn't have to be building a multi-member sort of platform. You can simply use this system to scale, rinse, and repeat this entire publishing process as many times as you want as an author, maker, marketer, creator, or inspirational entrepreneur. If you're like publishing products on Gumroad or ebooks or mini courses or anything like that, you don't need a community. You don't need to have a Circle community or a Mighty Networks community or a Discord community or a Buddy Press community to build your business. You're just simply publishing content week by week and building an income stream by dint of selling digital media downloads or digital products. And there's absolutely no reason to think any bigger than that. You can do exceptionally well simply working by yourself, for yourself, writing books, teaching courses, creating coaching products, even selling products on major marketplaces like Etsy or Creative Market or that sort of thing. You can build your own store as well in tandem with those things. Really, this is the quintessential strategy for building a brand that focuses on digital products. All right, will this work for physical products? Someone asked me that today. And it will, absolutely, but with the following caveat. Unless you're writing physical books or you're publishing physical books or creating, let's say, printable products of any kind more than traditional physical products, this is not a good fit. It's really not my focus. Physical products like t-shirts and, jewelry and things like that. People have asked about that in my community, and it's really not what I do. And I could help probably, but there are people who are far more qualified to help you with that sort of business than me. So I would say seek out their advice, not mine. All right, number 7, how long will the products take me to create? If you have 3 to 5 hours a week, you will create and publish 1 product per week for 10 weeks, and you will make sales 100% guaranteed. We're talking less than an hour a day or 3 to 5 hours, 1 day a week, or however you can split or parse the time. This is designed to be easy, quick, and not time intensive. As a matter of fact, our entire brand is tiny. We're talking about small products, small courses, micro content, things that are really, really easy, workshops, workbooks. You're going to have templates that you can use. This couldn't be any easier if you have passion and a sense of purpose around a topic or a niche or an idea. This will work for you, and you can do this having 2 other jobs. If you have a full-time and a part-time job, if you can squeeze 3 or 5 hours a week into your schedule, you can transform your life in 10 weeks using this process. All right. Number 8, will you help me set up a community as well? Like people who are asking about technical help with building like a circle, community, or Discord. And essentially my answer is yes. If you want to launch a niche community or a cohort-based course platform or any sort of audience engagement interactivity platform, I'm happy to advise you on what I believe are the best options for your brand and your business. I can share with you the exact things that we're using, the systems, the tools, and the tech to build our tiny book brand in 2022, which is primarily right now Ghost and Circle. We use Podia, as many of you know, for our course community. Partners.mindfulmarketplace.com. You can see that there. You can see our Ghost blog, enlightenup.mindfulmarketplace.com. And we're just simply extending those tools into a new brand, Ghost and Podia and Circle and those sorts of platforms. And I can tell you exactly what I would do and how I would set up your course community and the software and services I recommend, but you still have to do that work yourself. I'm not going to act as a virtual assistant building your community. We do have access, though, to virtual assistants that you can use, from our community that are very good with those tools. And I'm certainly happy to discuss that with you if that's something you need. All right, what will I get in addition to the weekly calls? Because we're going to be working together every week for an hour. You're going to get access to premium templates for creating products. These are like worksheets and checklists and all sorts of templates that are ideal for inspirational and educational content. You're going to get a private exclusive audio feed that's just for you and just for your project, where you can ask me anything by email in between calls, and I will record step-by-step instructions that will be sent directly to your phone or digital device. You can get access to other premium tools that we use and recommend. So let's say micro courses, you want to build a micro course platform in whatever niche it is that you're working. You can use, I will share with you the tools and the tech and the software and the services that we use and that we promote as an affiliate. And essentially, as affiliates for these platforms, they pay me to promote these services to our own clients. But instead of needing that money, we'll simply give it back to you in a rebate. So you get the full affiliate commissions that they pay us, which allows you to drive down the cost, sometimes 30% or more, and usually far below what we're paying for the same services. So again, we use a lot of tools, as many of you know, and all of those tools that we use, I am an affiliate for, or our company is an affiliate for. So I'm happy to extend any affiliate or partnership payments that we get from those platforms to clients directly back to our members and clients. All right, the cost for the entire 3 months is $3,000. And this is something that I'm going to be offering just to the folks who sign up before it's announced on our store, which is not yet done. We'll have a 50% off coupon, which will be something like Tiny Revolution 22. And that will be limited to the first 6 or 7 people who sign up, but it'll be half off for those people. And if you're listening to this early, the chances are this coupon will still be redeemable through the end of this week. Okay, and this week ends on, I believe, the 25th. Friday, I think it's the 25th. And I'm recording this on the 21st. All right, will there be a payment plan? Absolutely, there'll be a payment plan on the full $3,000 10-week program, but I'm hesitant to do that on the 50% off discounted coupon because it's pretty inexpensive at that point. You're talking a lot of time, 60 minutes a week. For me, for 10 weeks, that's a lot of hours, 10 hours per client. and all sorts of other benefits that everyone's getting. But if it's imperative based on feedback, I'm happy to consider some sort of payment plan, even on the discount code, if it makes it easier for those who I really want to work with to join in on this. I'm happy to consider that. Will there be a community class or a course? And this has come up quite a bit as well from those who've expressed interest. And I'm not going to do a course on this because it just takes time, it's distracting, and we're really interested in working with people in a very interactive, hands-on way, and also building our own tiny book brand. This year we have 25 books that are going to be published. We have micro courses coming with each book. We have an affiliate program and a community for the readers of the book. So, these are the actual people who are buying the Amazon books who are going to get access to communities where they can discuss the content of each book in more detail. So there's not going to be a course for this, but we're going to be offering a kind of build in public documentation detailing deeper dive for the members of our own paid community, the folks who are just buying our courses and who want to see how to build this sort of brand. These are not the folks we're going to be working with one-on-one, but people who've signed up for courses that give them access to this sort of, insight. So, we're doing that largely through a newsletter. But if people really want to, who are in our coaching community, who are working with us one-on-one to build their own publishing platforms in 10 weeks. If you guys who sign up for that want some sort of private forum to discuss your own products, your own programs, your own content, courses, and community between yourselves and me as a moderator, or myself and maybe somebody else on my side moderating, I'm happy to set that up. But I really kind of want to move people away from this idea of courses all the time. Like learning through a course is good, but it's not nearly as good as learning by doing and learning by actually creating and publishing. And that's the process that I'm really trying to prejudice people to moving towards, like publishing, not procrastinating. All right, other benefits that you will have access to will be some really innovative, cool market research tools, which we use for our own products and our own brand. You'll have access to that as well. So we'll give you, just great market research and product market fit research and niche research and keyword research that will really, really help you, kind of identify the problems in the world that your products are solving. And that's it. So what other questions have come up? When does this begin? I think I mentioned this already. First calls are scheduled for February 25th, and that's a couple days away. And I'm sure not all of this will be signed up for by then, but I think we'll start to get people by the weekend filling up the available spots. And then I will release this in a public way on our store, and then it will be full price. That coupon will go away. All right, the last thing that I'm very excited about, which I'm not an expert on, is tokenized communities. This is something that I really initially planned on launching with this offer, which is why I kind of delayed it through the end of February. We're just not ready yet to do it this way, but essentially offering an NFT as the access point to this, where you would buy the NFT and that would give you access to the 10-week, kind of service. But I decided it's just not yet. There's just too many friction points yet with tokenized communities, but it's something that we're really excited about exploring more. Everyone who signs up for this will get an NFT that will be valuable in some really interesting and unique ways that we're going to be building into our tiny book brand. So you'll actually have access to a whole bunch of other stuff in the future as we build our own publishing platform around books and tiny courses and all that sort of thing. And we're also happy to share with you the exact series of steps that we're using to tokenize our own community, which actually, just as a quick aside, I was originally using a platform. This is kind of why I'm still a little bit kind of not yet ready to fully commit to the tokenized community approach in February of 2022, the service that we were using to tokenize this actually completely pivoted their whole entire brand, and they moved into some other form of Web3, software as a service, offerings or products. So they changed from offering tokenized communities into offering this, this other kind of, online finance Web3 kind of, super smart tool and tech that I don't need. So anyway, you just learn the hard way that people in this space, it's so new, are moving so quickly. Even these super smart engineers and folks who really, really get the guts of, and understand the bones of cryptocurrency and all these blockchain technologies. I don't. And, I'm just learning that even those folks are still kind of finding their own footing with respect to building their own businesses. So when that company kind of pivoted completely away from helping communities like ours tokenize our communities with NFTs, I just said, you know what, we need to back away from that until there's a really stable and robust kind of way of doing this that makes sense for me. Okie doke. So if you have any other questions, feel free to send me an email, mindfulmarketplace@gmail.com. If you're interested in building a product-centric community, or you're interested in simply publishing your own products, whether they're on Podia, on Gumroad, on your own WooCommerce store, on Shopify, if you really want to turn what you love into a living, there's never truly been a better time than right now. I'm more excited about this than I've been about anything else in a long time. I love creating content that inspires people. And if you have the same sort of attitude towards your own brand of business or your own interests, this is really an amazing opportunity to do some great work together. Teach what you know, do what you love. Wake up the world with your work. Thank you as always so much for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Thanks.